friends. These guys were smart, employed, and have life goals. Yet something was much bigger and greater than all that, enough to inspire them to murder in cold blood. Joining me now, the founder of the American Truth Project and Daily Ledger contributor, Barry Nussbaum. Barry, the left always tells us that terrorism is inspired by climate change and poverty, and this just goes to show that they're wrong. It's not about climate change. It's not about poverty. These guys were, somewhat integrated into society. They had jobs, they had life goals, they had friends, yet still, forget all that. They're going to go mow down innocent people and injure hundreds.
Well, the missing piece is the word integration. These people aren't integrated spiritually, Stephanie. They're part of the mission of jihad to destroy Western civilization starting in Europe and replace it with the flag of the caliphate flying over every capital from the south in Spain to London in the north. This is not a random terror accident or a misguided group of kids. There are tens of thousands of these people who are radical and intend to destroy Western civilization. And anybody that doesn't get that story right will be doing a lot of funeral ceremonies in the coming years.
Barry, and it's kind of hard to believe that nobody saw this coming. I mean, these guys had explosives in their home burned down, and an imam's on the run right now. So he was radicalizing people, at mosque.
Yeah, throughout Europe, Stephanie, this is so shocking. I'm really glad you brought the point up. There are imams preaching every week jihad, not the struggle of the inner soul, but jihad as in murder, mayhem, explosives, car ramming, and stabbing. And they're doing it in public, and they're putting their sermons on YouTube. Europe and the United States as well has got to get involved if they want to stop this, which means get these guys behind bars where they don't have access to the internet anymore.
Well, Barry, in these imams that you reference, nothing's been done. They're still, preaching or whatever at mosque, and nobody has a problem with it. And it's totally out of the news cycle, which is shocking. I mean, they were calling for the annihilation of Jews, and everyone just yawned and moved on. Now, in Spain, it was unusual to see a terrorist attack at this level. But in Europe, it's almost like an every single day thing. And in Finland, we just had a couple people stabbed by a teenager from Morocco who, was inspired by Islamic ideology.
Yeah, he showed up in Finland last year. He's 18 years old. He's a Moroccan. He came in as part of the incredible open borders policy that Europe has. No integration into society, no desire to get along with his largely Christian countrymen. He was screaming Allah Akbar as he was trying to kill people to get himself into the preferred line at the gates of heaven, because that's what the radicalized believe is going to be their reward.
And Barry, I don't know if you saw this, but Wolf Blitzer from CNN, when the attack happened in Spain, he said, "Oh, this must have been inspired by Charlottesville." I mean, it's just so ridiculous that the news heads in our country, would go out and promote this false narrative and, try to blur these lines of what's actually happening, which is this is radical Islamic terrorism. Yet they want us to believe that this is inspired by some, KKK guys in the U.S. when this has been happening for years.
Well, the really sad thing is you've got one side fighting a war and the other side being as progressive, liberal, accepting, and loving as possible. And what's going to happen is when it comes to Wolf Blitzer's door or across the street or his kid's school or at CNN headquarters, then he'll get the message. But in the meantime, expect more of this progressive acceptance of what is amounting to a war being fought by only one side, and that's why that side is winning.